Hey folks, welcome to another Triple T Thursday. For those just joining us, that's Tools, Tips, and Talk, where we'll talk about info for the knife maker. In today's episode, we're going to talk about texturing your handles. And I don't typically do this for wood, but for G10 and micarta, this is a great effect. It gives more of a tactical, even though I hate that term, a tactical look to the knife, and it gives it a very grippy handle. So we're going to talk about how to do those. If you're curious, I'll put a couple pictures up here of some others that I've done just so you get an idea of what I'm talking about. All right, let's go down to the table and check this out. All right, so let's talk about texturing handles. First, about the tools you'll need. Some guys do this on the 2x72, but personally, I find I can't see what I'm doing enough because you're kind of holding the handle up against the grinder like this, or maybe like this if you've got it horizontal and you're kind of looking down. I personally find it easier with a Dremel because then I can totally see what I'm doing over the handle. So I recommend you try it with a Dremel. I've cut these pieces of wood out because this is what we're just going to do our samples on here. Let's talk about what you're going to use. I typically use a little drum sander like this. I think these are 80 grit or something like that. You can get these in different grits too, but here's an old used one. You can go with the smaller one. It just means obviously you got twice as much work to do. These have more of a tendency to move on you. So certainly starting out, I would start with the big ones, and I think this is the perfect size. So there you go. If you want to try these, go ahead. So what you're generally going to do is you're going to go halfway across the handle on both sides, but you're going to offset them on each side. And what that's going to do is in the center, you're going to have a little zigzag, and you'll have these nice scallops on the outside. If you measure this, these are about 5/8. So what I do, I don't do it anymore because I've done this enough times, but what you can do is measure out 3/8 and just put a mark every 3/8. And then on the other side, I'm going to offset them. So instead of here, I'm going to start right there between these two, and then again measure 3/8 the whole length. Okay. So then I'll put this in my Dremel here. Tighten this down. Okay. Then I'm going to take my Dremel and just kind of go zip. You need to be careful how far you're going. So the first time, I'll tend to put it on an angle. I don't know if you're seeing this, but I'm tilting it up like this, and I'm just doing this so it'll actually be on a bevel. And you'll see you can modify these, but and then I'm going to just go in on each one. Then on the other side, I'll do the same thing, and you'll see what comes out of it. You just need to be careful not to go down. I usually like to go down about halfway from the top of my handle scale to where my tang starts. Okay, I'm going to turn on the dust collection system because this gets really dusty. take the edges off here. So here we are, all done. The one that I did the markings on actually didn't come out as well as the freehand one. It took me a little getting used to, since this is a brand new sanding drum. It was a little more aggressive than I'm used to. Plus, I usually, I think, use one that's not so much grit. But you get the idea. This one looks quite a bit better. You get this scallop look. You can see it's quite quick to do it. I like to do the finished edge. Some people will just leave it right to the edge. And of course, you know, depending on your handle, sometimes you'll be texturing your handle first a little bit. I tend to just do it on the flat handle mostly because I like to put this bevel in the edge. So there you go, folks. It's as easy as that. Best advice is just to play with a piece of wood and keep trying it. But I like this. It feels really good in the hand. You can go and sand every one of these after, but if you use like 120 grit, I usually just sand down the top. I will typically use this for layered G10, where I've got G10 that has like black, red, or something, and it looks really cool. I'll put a picture up there to show you. It looks really good with that handle material. I don't typically do this with wood, just because, I don't know, I don't like the look. I like natural wood. But this is great for more tactical knives, and it's really quick. For this week's Viewer Knife, we're going to take a look at some knives from Robert Gervais. Hope I'm saying your name right, Robert. These are really nice. Take a look at some of these. I particularly like the olive wood handle. I just love the way the contrast in the handle just pops. Some really nice Hamones on these. Really, really nice. Thanks, Robert, for sharing these. Thanks, folks, for joining me on today's Triple T. I hope you learned something. Hope you checked out Robert's knives. We'll see you on the next one.